Welcome back, everybody, to Bike Revolution. What we have here is another small engine kind of restore. I bought this about a year ago and it ran really good. So basically the first year, I didn't do any work to it other than a tune-up. And I just wanted to see if it lasts, and it did, and it really proved itself. So here we are after a year of owning this 24 horsepower V-twin Craftsman motor, 42-inch cutting deck. So let me bring you along for the tour. So the first thing we've done here is made a spear bumper. This was actually a handle to a farm jack, and I just welded it on there pretty much like that, and I just trimmed this off. It did kind of curve under, so I took that away and just left that and got my license plate up there. It's really good too, because if you need to yank it or pull it with the truck, or if you need to pull something that's not too heavy from the front, you can actually get in there with that. The second thing I've done to it was take out the bushings and put bearings in the front. It spins really good. Now there's still going to be a little bit of play in there. That's no big deal. I mean, the washers that you have to put in there act as spacers, and they're not exact, but man, it's going to last and last. I won't ever have to deal with that again. And I'll put the link down in the description below. And I did that to the front, both front wheels. There's one piece that's missing. I don't know, I can't find it. It's this trim piece. It's like whoever owned it before, they must have waxed something and that came right off. You can see the plastic's still in there, but oh well, that's the only thing that's really missing. So then I went ahead and put a 7-inch light bar. I'll put that in the description as well. I got it on Amazon for 10 bucks. And I've seen the reviews and it is freaking bright. There's, I think, 20 LEDs in there. And it worked out great. Just mounted it right there. Drilled a hole for the wiring. And as we look on the inside, I left the bulbs in there just in case, you never know. And there's the wire coming from on top of the hood. It's bunched up right here, and it goes back down to the plug where it's controlled by the switch. So the switch is already there. So all I did was replace the lighting. I did run a fuse to it. It's a 5 amp. I'm looking for a 2.5. I need to go to the store and get one. A 5 was the smallest I need. LEDs don't take a lot of voltage or amperage, so you can run them real low. So that needs to be replaced with a 2.5, because I think that's about the lowest you can get. But I went ahead and routed this line up above the oil drain. If you notice on yours, it'll be right here. And the first time when I got this, I drained the oil, and you got oil all over the wire. So now that it's up above and out of the way, you won't have to worry about that. So that's the headlights. They only run, it's a safety feature, they only run when the engine's running, that way you don't kill the battery. And so another thing that I've done to it is install a horn. Pretty neat, huh? It's even got a red button. And that's the horn right there. So all I did was run that line, see that fuse line? It goes up to the switch and then comes back down, connects to the horn, and then the other lead off the horn just grounds. And that's it. So now when I'm way out there in the front yard somewhere and I'm hot and I need some tea, instead of yelling, because you know if you're on this thing and you're yelling, no one hears you. So you can just be on it like that until they're like, what's going on? Bring me something to drink. So that's my little rig right there. Just had a little fun, had some extra time off. And yeah, that's the Craftsman, man. It's old, but the motor's still good. You know, when I got it, I changed the oil, put new fuel filters, new oil filter, new plugs, valve adjustment. The only thing that I'm having an issue with now is this. It just comes off. What's that 150? Like that's the max weight? Yeah, right. Anyways, it comes off and I'm trying to figure out how. It doesn't really, I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. It kind of sucks, but I'd rather fix it than buy a new one because it just costs more money. So I'm just waiting on a spindle right now on this side. I got it over here. So there's a spindle. I noticed, it'd be that side down. I noticed when I engaged the blades, you'd hear like a really strong vibration. I was like, oh man, what's going on? Is there a pulley that's losing it or what's going on? It took me forever. And I found out that the spindle, the deck sits right here. So this goes like from underneath like that and bolts in. And there was a gap. So I was like, let me try to tighten it. And instantly the heads just broke off on all of them. I'm like, I get a new one. So I got some new ones coming in the mail. The best deal is 2 for $40 instead of 1 for $30. So I just got 2 even though I need 1. But what I'm going to do is, and I suggest you do the same thing if you go to replace a spindle, don't use the hardware they come with. Go get some grade A bolts because this looks like it could be a replacement. That's why these bolts snapped off. Either that or Craftsman just doing some shitty bolts. But man, it didn't take much. It was so weird. It's like, nah, that was way too soft a metal. So I'm gonna get some grade A bolts, a little bit bigger washer to put on the bottom and then on top. So when it pinches down and it tightens down, if you have a bigger washer, it'll purchase. There's more purchase of metal of the deck that's in here than it can squeeze down on, instead of the diameter of the bolt a little bit wider, so it can purchase more. I'm gonna do that and some lock washers. So that's the part I'm waiting on right now. I should get here in a couple days. This one was actually still good. It just came loose. Weird. And another thing I had to do was the deck, when you had it set down to say 4 or 5 or 6, it wasn't level. It was leaning towards the passenger side. And so here's the deck. This is where we're at on the tractor. And this rod right here goes up and bolts into a stopper right here, and you can actually go up with it, and it has like a flat head to it that stopped it. Well, what I did was I took it off and just tack welded like a stopper on the rod itself, and that made it to where this bolt doesn't drop down all the way. It's about a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. So that made the deck level. So now your cut is more, level. But other than that, man, that's it. If anyone knows where I can get this trim piece, I might have to go to the junkyard and find one. Like $5 or something. I have to get one of those. And if anyone knows how to fix that seat, send a comment in the mail. And if anybody thinks this horn is awesome, let me know. I love it. I don't care about the sound. I mean, I would like a really deep, like, brrr, You know, but the horn was like $5 on Amazon, and the button was like a couple bucks. You couldn't beat it. So it's an old beat around tractor, but man, it's strong. So all right, y'all like the video? Give me a thumbs up. Holler back at me. See ya.